Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn to Code in Python. So this is day 2 of our 4-month journey. So as we saw yesterday, we are trying to have a 4-month plan, follow a 4-month plan, which involves solving at least daily 2 to 3 problems within 30 to 40 minutes. In the interest of time, I have done something different today. I have solved 3 problems and I just wanted to show you how it works and how my solution is differing from what others might have done. And it will give a high level overview of how solving this kind of problems, for all if you get it in an interview. So let's go to today's agenda. So today we are shifting our focus towards array traversal and Subarray sums. I've picked 3 interesting problems. One is Pascal's triangle, and another one is finding a longest square streak in an array, and third one is finding a maximum subarray. So these problems will strengthen our skills in 2D arrays, sequence manipulation, and dynamic programming. So let's dive right in. So array traversal. Array traversal is a fundamental concept where we systematically access the elements in an array, and many coding problems revolve around efficiently traversing the arrays and performing calculations like sum or tracking patterns. So let's start with our first problem, that is Pascal's triangle. So the task here is to generate first n rows of Pascal's triangle. So which will look something like this. So in Pascal's triangle, each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it, as shown in this image. So for this particular task, I've used recursion and so I'm looping towards I have two loops which just creates this triangle in this manner. So how this code works is this code initializes each rows with ones and fills the elements using the values from the previous row. So first, when the iteration happens, when the range of in the first iteration, when I is equal to 1, basically it will not multiply it. So I is multiply one array with nothing, 0, so obviously you'll be getting just 1. And when your second loop happens, it will multiply, I will be 1, and then when you're adding 1 plus 1, it's 2. You're multiplying 1 into 2, so basically you'll get 1 and 1. That's how you're getting this result. And from third onwards, when the second loop happens, so basically what we are doing is we are adding the previous two values. That is, we are going to the triangle and checking the previous row of j minus 1 and j, and that's what will be the value of row of j. So this simple solution actually worked fine for me, and it does perform really well. So this pattern is basically a loop. So in your array you are looping through um, series of values, and then in your sub loop you are basically referring the previous rows of the triangle and adding the two numbers. So that's how you are able to generate this triangle. Okay, so let's just move on to the next problem, which is a bit more interesting. That is to find longest square streak in an array. So how this problem works is you're given an integer array of numbers, and the subsequence of numbers is called as a square streak. So if your numbers had 2, 4, and 16, 2 square is 4 and 4 square is 16. So your streak is basically 3 numbers. You have 3 numbers in your array. which can form a square streak. So our goal is to find at least two numbers that forms a streak, so which are forming a streak. So basically it can be 3 and 9, so 3 square is 9, so that's how your streak will be 2. And if you already have 81 also in your array, then your streak will be 3. So in our solution, what we have done is we have we are first sorting the numbers, and we are assigning it into an we are getting a num set, and we are setting the max streak as 0. So in our loop, what we are doing is we are going through one by one number, and if setting the streak is equal to 0, and if number in num set and streak, then we are doing a plus 1, and we are moving to the next square. So what we are doing at the end is we are checking if the max streak, I mean, so since we have, here this while loop will run to figure out if you have any numbers in the streak, and this outer for loop will run to figure out the maximum streak. So if at all there is no streak, then we are returning -1. By default, you will have the streak as maximum streak number as 1 in your loop. So that is the reason we are setting it as -1. So this solution is actually quite easy and elegant. All you need is a simple for loop and another while loop to figure out the streak. And let's move on to our next solution and next problem, that is maximum subarray, and we'll be using cadence algorithm to solve this particular problem. This is one of the most popular problems while learning dynamic programming. So we need to find the largest sum of a contiguous subarray. So as you already know, array is a list of integers, and contiguous subarray means continuous set of integers inside that array. Subarray means it can be the entire array or part of it array. Since we are mentioning contiguous subarray, then we'll be taking a subarray with a continuous sequence. So if it is a subset, then it means your order doesn't matter. But if it is a subarray, contiguous subarray, then your order does matter. So in this problem, what we need to do is we need to find the maximum sum of a subarray. And you don't even need to print the subarray, but you just need to figure out what is the maximum sum of the subarray, and you're just going to print it. So solution to this problem is simple. All you need to do is you need to do a simple loop on your subarray when in your array, and you need to track the current sum and maximum sum. So your current sum will be every time will be added with your number, and maximum sum will be compared between current sum and then maximum sum, and your maximum sum will get replaced. So for example, in our case we have -2, 1, -3, 4, -1, 2, and 1, and -5 and 4. So initially when the loop starts, we'll set it to -2, since -2 is less than 0, so your maximum sum will be 0, and you'll set the current sum also to be 0. And then we'll start with 1, so -2 is not taken, so your next one will be 1, and your sum will be 1, and then overall your maximum sum also will be 1. So when you're adding the next number -3, obviously your 1 and -3 is going to give a -2. So again, we are going to discard the entire thing. Now we are going to start this process again, starting from 4. So this will, again, when your current sum is 4 and maximum sum also will be 4, and next you are trying to do 4 minus 1, obviously your maximum sum will be changing to 3, and then when maximum sum will be 4, and then current sum is equal to 3. And now when you add 2, so your current sum and maximum sum will be changed to 5, and then to 6. So overall you are max. And next time when you are starting with -5, your maximum sum will be 1. I mean your current sum will be 1, so it will not work. So your maximum sum will still be 6. So next one, when you're trying to add 1 to your add 4 to your this one number, it will still be going to 5. Your current sum will be 5 and it will not be equal to 6. So your maximum sum of a subarray is 6. So that's how I've solved this particular problem. So I wanted to make this problems and solutions quite crisp, so I have done the solution and I'm sharing it with you guys. If you feel you want to do a live code, then it'll take more time, so that's the reason I'm doing it. So if you find this video helpful, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to try these problems yourselves and share your solutions in the comments. So we'll see you in next video tomorrow.